Hi everyone, thanks for visiting today. I have a project I want to share. This is a lace and trim diary. I guess if that's what you want to call it, a diary. I got this book at Walmart. It is 8.5 by 11. You can see that it is spiral bound. It has these real heavy duty, they're kind of like a creamy off-white paper in them. And what I have done is gone through all my laces and trims, and I found my most favorite ones, the ones I always go to, and the ones that I know that, well, hello, the ones I know where they came from, but also some that are just my favorite, and I know they're still available, but, you know, trying to figure out where they came from. And I can see that I have got a really bad shadow in there, and I'm sorry because that's my head, but yeah, it's super overcast here. So what I have done, I still have to decorate the front and whatnot, and I'm going to put, you can see that it's like, see how it kind of stands up like that? I'm going to actually add a piece of elastic on the back, and so that it'll pull around to the front, because I don't mind that bows like that. It doesn't bother me a bit. So you can see some of the trims and stuff in there. So, but what I have done is I left a page just blank, and then have this so that I can put the trims, like what they are and that sort of thing. It's easier for me to have them written over on the side as opposed to down under here, because, you know, I want to be able to feel these things. And I left the ends so that, you know, they're up so that you can feel it, so you can decide, okay, do I really want that to be on this project that I'm working on? I am so sorry about the glare, guys. There you go. Shadows. But so on each page, you can see that I've left an additional in between. And the reason why I did that, because see, here's the next page. Can't even get a hold of it. But so here's the next page. So this will be the page that has where these all came from. And anybody who knows anything knows those came from Michael's, because those are celebrated trims. But what I did also, if you guys are not sure which number to write down, like if you're trying to search and find something, if you go online to michaels.com and you punch that number in right there, get the glare off of it. Punch that number in right there. Are we focused? Doing great, guys. Okay. So punch this number in. This is the trim that will come up. This is what you will see, is this one right here. Now, I know that a lot of people think that if you punch in the skew, you'll be able to find it, that sort of thing. You won't. You won't be able to find it by this number. These numbers are a die lot and when it was produced, that sort of thing. But that number right there on the skews of almost anything you can find at Michael's, it's in the upper left-hand corner. That's the number that you want to put in the search bar for michaels.com when you're looking for your stuff. One of the things you learn when you worked at Michael's. Don't work there anymore. But so that's the number that you're looking for. So if you want to find something, if it is readily available, or you want to know where it's at, in which store, or if your store has it, you still always have to remember that just because you punch it in for your store doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have it. But you can have anything shipped for free from any one of those places. If you want to do free shipping, you can have it shipped to your Michael's. If you go into your Michael's and you have that number, you can go in and say, can you please find me this? Your Michael's associate is supposed to hunt that down for you, tell you where it is and where it's at, and then you can ask them to ship it to your store. And if they ship it to your store, you're supposed to be able to have that for free. So if you want to order from Michael's, you can go find your stuff that you're looking for at michaels.com. Write down where you know what it is and that sort of thing. Take it to your Michael's and go in and ask them, would they please order that for you? And you should be able to have free shipping. Sometimes it'll take a little longer. There are times when they'll stand there and tell you, oh, we don't do that, but they do. and just ask to speak to a manager and let them know that, you know what, you do know that you are able to order that from somewhere and have it be shipped. And what they will do is they'll get in on the computer and they'll look and hunt to see if they can find it at like their closest place that's closest to where your store is. Now, for where I live, there are 3 or 4 stores that are close to where I live, but they're not close enough for me to drive to because they're 3 or 4 hours away. But they're within my region at Michael's. And so my store will see if they can find those. And sometimes they'll tell me it's not available. And it's like, can you check michaels.com? I know you can find it. And I also know that you can have it shipped to the store, because they do have new associates that don't know that I used to work there. So kind of crazy and fun like that, but they will find that. So there you go. That is the number that you need to search for right there on any of the SKUs, anywhere, for anything that you're looking for Michael's. So there you go. Okay, back to this. So what I did, the reason why I left these extra pages in between here, this extra page, is if I want to dye one of these and see how it takes a different dye or something like that, I have a place where I can actually put that so I know where it's at, so that it's in close proximity to where my originals were. So there's that. I just put everything in the way I wanted it. There's a little bit of everything loose where I can feel it so that I know what it feels like, how I like it, that sort of thing. This is just a start. These are the names of what those were and where I found them. So, but everything is kind of loose so that you can feel it and you can see how it is, because, I believe in that whole tactile experience myself. And I like to know what something's going to feel like when I'm using it, because like some of these are so soft and so nice. And, they're all like from different places. Nothing is in conjunction to where it was, because like these are Offray, and this is like, it looks real stiff, but it's not. It's very, very soft. They're an Offray trim. I found those at Walmart, and when I write that down, I will put that over here so that I know where I found it. And because I still have the rolls that all these original things came off of, I do have those SKU numbers. And like Offray, even though it's Offray trim and it's not Michael's, if you look on the label, it's these numbers right over here that you're looking for. So when you're punching that in, this is the number that you're looking for. So let's see if we can get that up there where you can see that. So it wouldn't be this one, because this is just a SKU number specifically for the store that says where that went. Because there are times when you can find Offray ribbon in some of the other stores, and they may or may not have the same SKU number. Now, generally that SKU says that this came from my Walmart because that's where I found it. And you might find this exact same trim somewhere else, and that SKU number is slightly different. But it's to let you know that that's where it was coded to. That's the store that it was supposed to go to. But this number will be the number that is exactly the same. So, and then that number is like a dye lot number. And surprisingly, you can find this and you'll know that, okay, this is the one I bought. That's the number. This is the same thing. You'll look at it, and even though the dye lot number is exactly the same, the color of it is not the same. And it's because it just from where it came from. So those kinds of things, that happens, and it just does. But so not a big deal. But so this is what I have to start with. Like I said, I left things out so that I can see them and feel them. And this one's actually a stretchy lace, and I know that. So when I write that over here for where I bought it and where it came from, I'll know what's what. And same with these. And these are the way they came. It's odd. Some of these have like a scalloped edge on the tool end. Some have a straight edge. And then this one is gathered, but it's the same trim. So, like I said, whatever it is that I'm using it for. And this one is a beaded trim. This one has no beads. And they look the same, but yet they don't. So when you get them into the light, you can almost see that even though those are both a white trim, they're kind of not really the same. This one tends to have a little bit more of a sheen to it. But so stuff like that. I thought that was really cute. I like the way it turned out. I like what I've done so far. And this one, this is stretchy lace. So see, if you leave the edges up so you can feel what you're doing, stretchy lace. And I know where all of these came from. Like I said, I still just need to put my labels in, and love that one. So, but you can see how, you know, how it looks. You can bring your project up to it, set it under there, decide if you like it or not. I like what I've done so far with this and how everything feels. I mean, you know, this one is super, super soft, where this one tends to be just a bit more stiff. But I like the way it turned out. And like I said, I've got some room in there where I can put the ones that I plan on doing some dye with. But I put my beaded trims in here as well, so that I know where I found them, and you know, that kind of thing. So I can go back and obviously get some more. But so that's what I did. These are my Annie trims, MS Garden Grove. Sorry about the phone. But so yeah, Tresor Locks, I absolutely love that one. And my newest, and I won't leave that out, my trims from wow, sorry Amy, Shabby and Chic Boutique. That one I just kind of went blank for a minute there, but I absolutely love those. Just gorgeous. But you can see how that, you know, so you can see everything, and left the edges so that everything, you know, you can kind of feel it and decide, okay, is that right for the project that I want to do, that sort of thing. And I haven't put any of my black trims in here yet, so I still have lots to go. But these are my colors of seam binding that I have available. And like I said, I left them out there so you could like slip your project or whatever it is that you're working on up underneath that and decide, okay, is that the color that I want? Is that how I want that to go? I wish these pages were a little bit more stark white, but you know, I'm sure you can find books that are like that, that are stark white. But this one, like I said, I found this. I've seen books like this at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Very, very expensive. Super expensive, in fact. And I found this one at Walmart months and months ago. Thought I was going to use it as a, you know, like a mixed media or something like that, and ended up not doing that with it and put it away, and thought, well, I'll do something with it later, and wanted something to do this journal with. So I thought, well, you know what, that's the closest thing I have available, so I'll pull it out and give it a try. And I don't mind the fact that the pages are a little bit off-white. I really, really like it. I like how it turned out. It's kind of, you know, like I said, it's a little bulky when you're trying to put it together, but I don't mind that. I really don't, because I think with a piece of elastic, and I'm just going to pop some holes in the back with my crocodile here and here, and put the elastic through, and then secure it on the inside, and pull it up and over. And I don't mind that it's going to be, you know, kind of bowed out like that. So I'm okay with that. And I do have a bunch more trims to put in here. I have some things that came from some subbies, and I have some things that came from my sweet sister in New Jersey, and I have some things from my mom. I have some vintage trims that I know where they came from, and I know how long they've been around and that kind of thing. And I'm still going to put those in here because they're, you know, part of my history and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of different ways this can be done. There are a lot of different types of books and whatnot. And, you know, I've heard lots and lots of us YouTubers say, you know, oh, I need to do a diary or a journal or something for all my laces and trims, so I know where I got them. So there you go. I got started, and I really like it. And like I said, I just need to put my notes in and my stuff for where I got everything and that sort of deal, so that I know where I have it. And like I said, for these, the ones that I definitely know where they came from, like these, all these trims all came from Michael's. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Michael's. They are the Celebrate It brand. So in case someone else is looking in here and says, hey, you know, where did you find that? Where, you know, what is that trim? It's the Celebrate It trim, you know, Michael's Celebrate It trim. put the SKU number on there so that I know what it is. And because all of Michael's trims come on a roll, I don't feel like that's necessary to write it down, but I do know that this one is 5/16 of an inch and there's 2 yards on it. And so for a reference, because this particular one is that one right there. So, which, hello, needs a replacement. But because I do know that, I'm going to put that 5/16 of an inch and 2 yards. That way I know if I'm working on a project and I need to use that trim and I don't have any more, I know that when I go get that, I want SKU number, 219088, and that comes on 2 yards. And if I know that I'm going to need more than 2 yards, obviously when I'm making my list, I'm going to know I need 2 or 3 of these for whatever it is that I'm doing. And same thing for like the Hobby Lobby trims, that sort of thing. We know that some of these, this is a 2-inch wide trim, and that would be one of these back over here. And like I said, we know it's a 2-inch wide trim. Lost where it's at. I'm good. Sorry, guys. Okay, hold on. But, wow. Goldie's losing it, people. She is. She's losing it. Okay, where are we at? Wow, there we go. Okay, so it's like this trim right here. I know that it is a 2-inch wide trim, and even though I can measure that, that's all fine. But right over here, written there, I'm going to have the SKU number 604157. It's a 2-inch by 2 yards, and I can see that it says the color is ivory. And one more time, hobbylobby.com. You go punch that number in right there, that SKU number, and you are not the SKU number. Yeah, not the SKU number, but that's the color number for this particular trim, and that will come up and let you know whether it's available or not. So that's one of those things that I've discovered if you're hunting and looking for your stuff. But that's how, when I put them in there, that's what I'm going to do, so that I know that that came on a roll, that sort of thing. And because these do come on a roll, I'm going to write that, because you can go on to hobbylobby.com and you can order these other trims. If you have the codes for these, which is the same code right here. If you have the codes for these trims, like this one, because this was a by the yard trim. This is a by the yard trim. You can buy these by the yard at Hobby Lobby. The problem is when you buy it by the yard, you have to buy the whole thing. Like there's 10 or 15 yards, something like that, on the whole spool. You have to take the whole spool, and they give you a little bit of a break with that. But yeah, so that's, a little tidbit of information and a bit off the subject for what we were doing, but still, there you go. Okay, at this point, guys, I am rambling, but I thought I would leave that with you so that you can see what it is that I have done. And maybe you might decide you want to do the same. And if you do, let's have a look at it and see how you've done it. And I don't know, maybe I'll redo mine. But I do need to decorate the front and go with that. But I'm liking it so far, what it is that I have done. So there you go. Lace and trim, diary, journal, whatever. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like if you liked it, subscribe, share if you want, let me know what you think, leave me a comment, private message, whatever it is you feel like you need to do. Tips or hints, anything like that, anything would be much appreciated. So thanks everyone for watching. I will shut up now. Bye now.